Friends or Enemies Radio.
You're checking out Faux Radio, live with Schwenker.
Faux Radio, Faux Live. Pat Brown from Sing It Loud is going to be on this show with us. Pat, how are you, sir?
What's going on, brother? I'm doing fantastic. How about yourself?
Oh, we're doing great. Thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes of your time.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for letting me on the show.
Oh, please,
I've never
it's
done
our
this
pleasure.
before, you know?
What? Wait,
First time.
Are you a virgin?
You're kidding me.
My first time on the show. I'm popping my phone cherry today, man. I love it.
Oh, yeah. We're glad to do it.
Well, let's start with something
Absolutely.
really positive then, because you guys have a new album coming out.
We do, yeah. We have a new album coming out on May 11th. It's called Everything Collide.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about Everything Collide.
Well, we recorded it in Minneapolis in the fall with producer-engineer Jordan Schmidt. It was a really good friend of ours. There's 11 songs on it. We just released our second single off it. We released a song called Sugar Sweet and then a song called Addicted to When You're Gone.
Right.
And we just released our new music video for Sugar Sweet as well.
Awesome.
And we're going to be premiering the entire album on May 4th on the MySpace exclusive album stream. So on May 4th, people will get to listen for the first time to the entire album. So we're really excited about that.
You know, Pat, obviously, I understand MySpace is a big deal, but you could have thought of us. I'm kidding,
sorry.
I promise.
You know, I actually had nothing to do with it. I just read an email.
Well, I'm sorry, that was supposed to be a joke, and that was a very awkward moment for all of us. I apologize.
Well, I hope you're not too upset about it.
No, I'm not. Don't worry. I'll be listening in too. Trust me. So you recorded it in the fall. How long did it actually take you to get this entire album down and recorded?
You know, it was actually a really incredible experience because our first album, we wrote and recorded it in 2 months, like wrote the entire thing and recorded it in 2 months. So we didn't have very much time, but this album we got to write over the course of a year while we were on tour. We were actually writing for the album before our first album even came out.
Wow.
And we got to record this one for a month straight, and we recorded it song by song. Because we all watched like this Def Leppard DVD, and like Mutt Lange was talking about how we like recorded their Hysteria album song by song, and he was like, you know, it gives each song a different identity, a different personality, and like, you know, we want all these songs to be singles. We want them all to be good songs, so we're going to start them and we're going to finish them, and then after that we'll move on to the next one. So that's kind of the approach we took with our album, which really helped make each song have a different vibe, a different personality, a different attitude. So.
Well, I love that. I mean, if you're going to take advice from anybody, it might as well be Mutt Lange. I mean, let's be honest.
Damn right, man. Mutt Lange, dude. What a guy.
So every song has a different vibe. I really love the fact that already you're talking about the album in terms of it's almost like I love when it sounds like chapters in a book almost, because every chapter can be completely different.
Yeah. I mean, there's like a summer '90s like pop song, there's a pop punk song, there's like a kind of country-esque, like more Rascal Flatts feel song, there are love songs, there's an acoustic song, there's a slow song, like there's a lot of different stuff on it. There's a heavier song, so we really kind of like pulled out all the stops, you know?
That's awesome. It sounds like you guys well, if you started writing this before the first one even came out, and then it took you so long to actually get all your thoughts and stuff together, it's where am I getting with this? Let me see. Hold on a second.
I don't know.
Okay. The weird thing is sometimes it's called a sophomore jinx, where a band will spend their entire life, in essence, writing their first album, and then they'll spend a year writing their second album. So there's almost a different feel with the second album. Do you guys? I mean, obviously, I'm not suggesting that this is going to be a huge letdown, but do you feel like there's the writing process was different, but different in a good way?
It was different in a great way. I mean, I like don't even know what it's like being able to have like time to write music, you know? It's always been so rushed, and like this time it was awesome. I think people are really going to like it. We've had a really good response. We actually have like a lot of people like on a lot of different websites, like for instance, like Absolute Punk is a great example. Like a lot of people on that website don't like our band. They think we're a lot of their users, like, you know, there's a lot of them that like us, but a lot of them that don't like us, and like the response on like those kind of websites from people that are like, oh, they're just a cookie cutter pop band to our new songs. They're like, man, like this band like got good. What happened? So I'm really stoked on that.
What happened? Well, you know what the funny thing is? That the people that complain are just the loudest. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny, but hey, man, it's like I don't really care as long as they're talking about our band, right?
Absolutely. Listen, does that stuff affect you though? Because I know with the internet, it's so hurtful sometimes what people say, and they're sitting behind a computer and they're so loud because nobody's gonna, confront them. There's ever a time where you're like, oh man, it sucks.
Oh my God, I feed off of it. I love it. I think it's great. Like, like, little secret about me, I kind of like, I'm not like an attention whore, but I enjoy attention, right? So, like, I love going onto a site and people are like, oh, Pat Brown sucks, he's a tool, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, this dude's talking about me, I don't really care, it's funny.
Yeah.
I, like, make fun of it all the time, you know? It's hilarious.
I'm exactly the opposite. Like, I'll have people like, dude, you play the same crap every day. What is wrong with you? You suck as a human being. And I just crawl up in the fetal position. My wife has to give me cookies in order to get me out of the corner. But no, I like the fact that you're just like, screw it. You know, you guys are talking about us. Obviously, someone's listening to us. And fine, we'll win you over anyway.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it doesn't affect me at all. I think, like right when our band first came out and we had, like, a bunch of people like, oh, this band sucks, blah, blah, I was like, oh, man, I hope we, like, do okay. Like, these people don't like us. But then I just realized, like, it's just stupid, you know? I don't even care. In fact, I love it. I love it when there's, like, posts on websites about us and it's all people that are just, like, making fun of us. I think it's so funny.
And you know what they flip so quickly. They'll be making fun of you one day, and then tomorrow they'll be like, oh, my God, that song is so cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'll like, so, like, this goes to, if anyone's listening that's ever made fun of me on a blog site, like, I'll just, like, I'll, like, be in the van, I'll be like, yo, guys, you gotta read this post, dude, listen to this, and I'll just go down the line, and we'll all just laugh about it. It's funny.
Well, you are obviously a much more well-adjusted individual than me, because, like I said, I will curl up in the fetal position and die.
Yeah, there's actually, we just finished a tour with Motion City Soundtrack, and there was actually this kid, and you know, like, after we play, I look up our band name on Twitter, like, to see, like, what people have to say, you know, like, about our band. And there was, like, this one kid that posted a tweet, and I can't remember what it was, but it was like, man, Sing It Loud sucks. They should go die already. I want Motion City to come on. And, like, I, like, retweeted it, and I was like, dude, I'm here too, man. That band totally sucks. and he hit me back. And he was like, yeah, dude, yeah, totally, man. Like, I totally agree, dude. I just can't wait for Motion City to play. And I was like, yeah, man, I hear their lead singer's like a total dick, dude. And he was like, well, I've never met him, but I'm sure he is, blah, 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 blah. And then, like, all of my followers were just, like, hitting him up. And, like, later on, he posts this tweet, and he's like, dude, screw you guys, man. I was just expressing my opinion. He got all upset about it. It's so funny.
You'll win in the long run. That's the thing. And they're just the most vocal. And speaking as someone, I'm not necessarily an internet tough guy, but I'll say something on the internet, and afterwards I'll be like, well, that was a really stupid thing. I should probably think before I do that again. They're almost always going to regret it.
You know, I've done a lot of, I say a lot of dumb things too sometimes. Like, sometimes, like, if I'm out with my friends, like, partying, I'll post, like, a tweet that's, like, sounds really stupid. And, like, the next day I'll be like, oh, man, I totally shouldn't have posted that. But I'm like, whatever. I can be everyone has their dumb moments.
That's why you have the delete button.
Everyone has their dumb moments. I have a lot of them myself, but I think they're funny. So
amen, brother. Here for the dumb moments. So I'm going to ask, like, the typical radio question now. So we know that you guys put a lot of love and care into this album, and every song is kind of like your own separate child. Do you have one track, though, that stands out in your mind that maybe your listeners are going to be like, that's amazing?
You know what? My favorite track on the album is a song called Letting Go. It's the 9th song on the record. And it's, like, kind of like the more, like, chill song. It's not the acoustic song, but it's kind of like a really chill vibe. And I do, like, a lot of, like, falsetto singing. Do you know what that is? Like, where I sing, like, in my like, head voice, but, like, really soft. I don't know. It's just, like, really ambient. It's, like, a really, like, pretty sounding song. I don't know.
It's not it, Bland. Please stop.
I can sing falsetto.
Yeah, you got it. I mean,
he doesn't have
it. But it's, like, I don't know. It's, like, a total, like, love song. It's, like, super, like, it's, like, I don't know. I think people will hear it and they'll, like, totally relate to it and kind of just, like, get those. You know when you hear, like, a song, like, for instance, for me, like, it's, like, Iris, like, by the Goo Goo Dolls.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. You hear that song, and you're just like, man, that is a song. And you know what I mean? Like,
it puts you in a place.
Yeah, I think that song will put people in a place.
That's awesome, dude. And you actually now
put me in a place.
Yeah, you made it. I would hope so. So you actually, the new video for Sugar Sweet is actually out now. They can get it at your MySpace, correct?
Yep, that's true.
And the album is coming out when?
On May 11th.
And are you guys are what?
You only have like a week or two.
Oh,
right?
Yeah, we only
about
a week
and
or two.
It's crazy. And knock on wood, I cannot believe that our album hasn't leaked yet. It's like blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, you guys are pretty lucky.
We had
We have
Yeah.
it.
No,
I
we
listened
don't.
to it. It is awesome.
We don't have it, do we?
I have it.
How do you? I'm the guy behind the board here.
Yeah.
I don't know how you have it.
I'm the guy
Got that
behind it.
advanced copy. Well, if you want to burn it for him, I guess it's cool. I won't care.
Support. Everybody support.
So, that new song, Sugar Sweet, and you actually have a second single out, which is kind of weird. Normally, bands only put out one single before the album drops, but you guys have put out two.
Yeah, I mean, well, there was a lot of talk about when our album was going to come out. Like, it was going to come out in March, and then it was going to come out in April. So, like, we just kind of felt like after we toured with Forever the Sickest Kids in the Rocket Summer, we kind of just dropped off the map, Mm-hmm. So we decided to start promoting for it and start, like, hyping it up a little bit early just so, like, people, like, because I don't know, like, when a band, like, doesn't have a new MySpace, doesn't have any tour dates, doesn't have any new stuff after they've been on tour for a year, for like 4 months, like, that's kind of scary, Like, we were kind of scared about that, like, going away for that long, because we'd never done that.
Right.
So we're like, dude, like, let's release, like, the first single, and then, like, 3 weeks before the album, let's release the second one, and then a week before it, let's just, like, stream the whole thing, like, with, like, an online partner.
That's awesome.
And just, like, kind of give people, like, a real sneak peek, because I think that if people like it enough, and it impacts them, that they'll buy it,
Absolutely. Well, you guys are currently on tour, or you're going to be on tour soon with Mayday Parade, A Rocket to the Moon, and Sparks to Rescue. So if you're going to be all over the country with that tour.
Yeah, for sure. And then that should be really good. We just did a tour with Rocket to the Moon also, so I'm stoked to do back-to-back tours with them.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty cool. That normally doesn't happen.
Yeah, and we, like, share the same management. And actually, a really cool story about us and them is that like, a long time ago, like, one of the first tours that our band ever did, like, before we were signed to Epitaph and before Rocket signed to Fueled by Ramen, we did a tour together, and it was just, like, the 5 of us and just Nick with an acoustic guitar.
That's awesome.
And we rode in, like, the same band and just, like, went around the country and played shows for, like, 15 people.
That's amazing,
Wow.
dude. Well, I'll tell you what. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Go way back. Oh, I was going to say, I was going to go way back.
Well, you know what? We're actually going to go play Sugar Sweet for you guys right now, and we're really excited to see the tour when it actually rolls through our area. We're in the East Coast, obviously, and you're going to be up at Clifton Park, it looks like, in New York. So we're really excited to see you when you roll through. It should be a great show with Mayday Parade and A Rocket to the Moon. Pat, thank you so much for giving us a couple minutes of your time, and we're really looking forward to that new album.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Our pleasure.